This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Hey everybody, this is Chase from Barrel Age Flicks. Go ahead and check out our Patreon for raw, uncut footage and early access to all of our episodes. The link is in the description, and it's only $5 a month. Thanks for listening.
20th Century Fox would like to introduce you to Pee-wee and his pals.
Speaking of horny mother.
Tommy, Mickey, Tim,
I'm going tonight, right? I don't know.
and the biggest man on campus.
Why do they call you meat? Because you're so big?
When they're not in class, they're into everything.
Save your energy, you're gonna need it.
Okay. Okay, pull over. Coast is clear.
But what they'd like to get into most is a place called Porky's.
I left my idea. Here, use this one. That's my Bible school card.
Unfortunately, we can only show you the outside of Porky's, because what goes on inside is not to be believed.
Boy, the locker room. Oh, it's turned me on.
We'd like to show you more of the locker room, but this kind of physical education just isn't taught. We can't show you more of the shower scene, because what they're looking at isn't watered down.
They want us to look. They want us to look.
Porky. You too will be back for a second look.
Okay, I'm ready.
If you thought the night before was funny, wait till you see the next day.
Okay, I'm ready.
20th Century Fox presents Porky's 2, The Next Day. Pee-wee and the gang are back, and things are still jumping at Angel Beach High. What they do to each other
Big Edna?
is bad enough.
I wonder what he's up to.
What they do to everybody else is even better.
Well, you better bring the army, boy.
Well, actually, we had something slightly different in mind.
Oh, yeah? They ain't happy. The Indians ain't happy.
And no one is safe.
I happen to be the guest of Big Bob Gephardt, County Commissioner. Where are you? Your little
Oh, my God.
I'm 17 today.
What kind of man would do a thing like that? I can see we will now have to deal with the purveyors of filth.
Hey, deal with this.
Because one thing they know how to get
Oh, Pee-wee. Oh.
is even.
Like shooting fish in a barrel.
Okay, I'm ready. Come on, you guys. What's going on?
Porky's 2, The Next Day.
Remember the last time we were on this road?
Welcome to Barrel Age Flicks. This is Ron. I have been traumatized. And in the show we have...
And this is Stu. I hate Ron.
And finally...
This is Ragnar. I'm so confused right now.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to BAF.
Yay.
As we do the classic sex comedy duo, Porky's and Porky's 2 The Next Day.
Yes.
And we have guests on our show. We have Adam.
Hello, hello.
And we also have Anna in the back.
Hey. Hello. Welcomes.
So she's actually going to do a review of this drink with us.
Yes.
And this is... Oh, yeah, of course. I said Adam is a guest.
Yes, but you said she is...
I know, because she's never done a drink review on our show. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, she has.
She's never been on one.
She's done a drink review on BAF. Yes, she has.
As a guest.
No, for like a main show. She's on one on tasting. That's
okay.
what I'm talking about.
I did.
Still counts, damn it.
So, like I said, we're doing Porky's, which was released November 13th, 1981. Porky's 2 The Next Day was released June 24th, 1983. Both directed by the famous Bob Clark. Other movies he's done is the classic A Christmas Story. He did Black Christmas. He did Baby Geniuses.
Yep.
And he also did Death Dream. He's done a couple other ones here and there, but those are the more well-known ones. Black Christmas is good.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, A Christmas Story is...
Including, I think there was a couple actors in Black Christmas that were in Porky's.
Yes, I think I read something about that. Both movies combined is an $11 million budget. These movies made $190 million worldwide combined. Actually, so they made a shitload.
Winner chicken dinner.
But the funny thing is the first one made 160. The second one only made 30 million. So,
only 30 million. When its budget was probably what, 5?
No,
6?
but what I'm saying,
I mean,
160,
at most?
160 to 30.
Right.
The first one made more money and everything else. This was a big hit back then when it came out. The cast of this movie,
when it came out, I think E.T. was the only one that was number one in the box office longer than this one that year.
Yes, I remember that back in 1980. Actually, E.T. came out in 1982, I believe.
A lot of people, because of when it came out in November, so 81 is its official release date, but a lot of places still say 82 because it was running in theaters, in the beginning of 82. So,
well, the actors that we have in this, we got Dan Monahan as Pee-wee. We have Mark Harrier as Billy. We got Tony Gaius as Meat, who we have a little thing about Meat that kind of sucks.
Meat just passed away on the 20th. And he...
I thought it was 2020.
No,
it was
this year.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had a spinal infection, went in for surgery, and then as he was recovering the next day, he had a heart attack.
Yeah.
And passed away. And Meat was also very famous for an amazing death scene in Die Hard 2. He was the guard who took the icicle to the eye.
Yeah, he was.
I say it, and boom, you guys know what scene I'm talking about, right?
When I remember watching Die Hard 2, you see a lot of the actors in the church scene and everything else, and I remember seeing Meat back there. So, we had Wyatt Knight as Tommy. We had Keke Hunter as Wendy. We have Nancy Parsons as Miss Ballbreaker. We have Scott Culleby as Brian Schwartz. We got Boyd Gaines as Coach Brackett. Doug McGrath as Coach Warren. Cyril O'Reilly as Tim. Joseph Running Fox as John Henry. John Henry was the Native American,
and the second one,
yeah. Bill Wiley as Bubba Flava. Flavel, I think it's Bubba Flavel. Eric Christmas as Principal Carter. We have Chuck Mitchell as Porky, which I thought he was great.
He was wonderful.
Yes, and Rod Bale as Steve, the Boogie Woogie Man. So I had to put that in there because I put him as a finale.
I love that motherfucker.
Yes. So we're going to go ahead and get to the drink. So Stu picked our drink that we're going to be drinking today. So what do we have?
You can say created the drink.
Oh, yeah, you created the drink. Yes.
With the wonderful help of the lovely Harley, because I'm lazy and she is not. So what I did today is I wanted something cheap and dirty to fit with these films. Going along with my theme for the season, gin, to help.
Are you getting the trash can ready?
I was thinking about it, but I think I'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Maybe. So I bought Seagram's gin, cheap rot gut fucking gin. And then I infused cooked bacon in it, let it sit and simmer for about a week and a half, and then strained it several times, and it's still fucking cloudy.
See, I'm not gonna lie, watching that, seeing that picture you posted in the group chat really caught my eye. I was like, I'm not looking forward to this at all, because you could see the fucking fat at the top of the jar, and it was just you could see the clumpy bacon. It looked like fucking mush or something like that.
You weren't even seeing it, the fat that sunk to the bottom also. And it was just hanging around there. I was shaking it every single day in order to try to give it the best chance for the fat to dissipate into the alcohol the best it could.
Yeah.
And it would just settle. It would just settle each and every fucking time.
Did you cook the bacon to crispy or just cook?
Not crispy, because I didn't want to take the chance of imparting a burnt taste to it. So halfway between chewy and crispy. About halfway there.
Okay.
So it was mainly, and she cooked it all the way through, but the white part of the bacon was white, or the whole bacon was white?
When I took it out?
Yeah.
The whole bacon was about 90% was white after I did the straining.
So all the meat basically soaked into this, so that's what's giving it this little discolored piss, like dehydrated piss color.
Yes, because like I said, this was clear gin when I started, and now it has urine-y color to it.
But the shocking thing is, it doesn't smell that bad.
It has a sour, like a sour scent to it.
I was expecting like a bacon smell or something like that, or something even like god awful, but really it doesn't smell bad at all. So, and usually
I have no idea how this is going to taste. I'm assuming not good.
All right, come on.
Cloudy like a UTI. Very good, Anna. Very good.
Oh, God.
Did you say UTI?
Yes.
Urinary tract infection.
Oh, my God.
That's the nurse speaking.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I did make sure to, even with all the straining, like I said, it still has grease and fat particulates floating around to it. So I made sure to shake it up before we served it to get a
the
nice
funny
mix.
thing about it is that, like, they're just
weird.
They're just sitting there.
Yeah.
Oh, I see like the little pieces of fat like floating in that shit.
Yeah.
Listen, this was strained.
If you let it
probably
sit,
about 5 times.
If you let it sit and shit, like they like make a ring around the edge.
Yep.
And shit.
Yeah, do the same thing in the mason jar when I started. It'd have a fat around the top and then heavy fat at the bottom. I was like, okay.
See, at one point I thought you were going to bring it as a stunt to go ahead and taste the bacon.
You want to do, and I'm like, I don't want to be the one responsible for you dying. And because it's not mainly because I like you or anything, it's because I don't want to hear shit from Sammy. Yeah. All right, I love Sammy, but I just don't want to hear shit from her about killing her husband. So, but anyway, let us go ahead and try this. Ron, you are looking very.
I don't know why, but now I'm getting kind of nervous.
There we go.
Cheers. All right.
Let's go.
Oh, it does have a bacon-y.
A little bit.
It does.
A little bit.
I wouldn't say a little bit. I taste a lot of bacon.
Yeah, right there in the back. Yep.
Actually, that's not bad.
It's a little weird with the botanical and the bacon mixing.
Okay, so this is the weird.
Let's say it's weird.
This is the weird part. This is the weird part. When I get that nice warmth feeling from the gin.
The what?
Warmth feeling. Sorry, I don't know how I said warmth. It's like
Sounds like you said the ninth warmth
the
feeling.
ninth warmth feeling.
I think it's messing with your taste buds.
Probably, I don't know. But the thing is that you have that gin taste, but then you do have that back taste of bacon. Like you do taste the bacon.
Yeah,
it's actually not bad. Like that would be good in a Bloody Mary. I can see this in a Bloody Mary.
You could drop it like a
But with vodka.
Probably better with vodka because then you wouldn't have that. But what I'm saying is, I wouldn't mind doing bacon in vodka because I think that would work out a lot better.
That's already done. A lot of people already do that.
But
Bacon,
you want to do
whiskey,
something
bacon.
for us with your little gin theme.
Yes.
Yeah.
With my little gin thing. I'm sorry.
Little
Fuck
gin.
you. All right.
You're a little gin.
I'm trying to give attention to an
underrated drink.
Yes, exactly.
Underappreciated drink.
Yes.
It wasn't bad. All right. Well, yeah, I'll give it a 1 3/4. It's not bad.
Okay.
I don't mind it. I actually do not mind that. Anna, how about you?
I give it a 1.5. It wasn't bad.
All right.
And it tastes like bacon, so
Yes.
Porky's did what you were trying to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, that I will give a lot of credit. This is perfect for Porky's, but I was expecting this to be like a dumpster fire. But this is
Even
actually,
though I was a little scared.
yeah, wasn't that bad.
I was hoping to get you to puke, but the fact that you enjoyed it, that makes me okay.
It's not bad.
So as a resident non-drinker, I think you did exactly what you were trying to get. I'd say 1.
Awesome.
Wow. Okay.
That's good coming from me.
Good job.
Yeah.
So would you feel, even with that small amount that you had, do you
I can still
definitely
taste
get
the
that
bacon.
bacon
Yes.
taste? Yeah. See, but you also taste the gin. It's like two separate flavors, like battling against each other. That's what it feels like inside your mouth. So,
Yeah.
All right. So Ragnar, how about you?
I was expecting you to skip me.
No, I was going to do him for the finale. So I went to you. I'm not going to skip you.
Give it 1.5.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. You weren't expecting this.
Here's why. It's not good. It's not good at all. All right. I give you 1.5 for effort.
Thank you.
All right. For taking the extra effort. I'm actually so fucking surprised you did this when we were talking about it. I didn't think you were gonna do it. But yeah, so it's not good, but it's not bad. But a 1.5 for making it work somehow.
So you didn't like anything about it though? You didn't like the bacon taste or the
No,
just not your thing.
I like gin. I like bacon.
But you don't think it mixes together well.
But the botanicals, I think, just like I don't know. I think the botanicals really just took over. You get a small little bacon, but I don't know. At least it wasn't mine.
See, that's what
I think
felt.
you might, because everybody else feels like the bacon was very present. I don't know.
Oh, this is how I feel, though. I feel like it's almost like, you know how when you put two flavors together, it mixes. This one, it feels like you're getting two separate flavors.
Yeah.
You're not getting a mix. You're getting them separate. So that's what I love about this.
But it's a strong bacon representation.
Yeah.
And
aftertaste more than anything. I mean, you taste the bacon, but it definitely the gin flavor is a lot more potent, a lot more. You could taste that more compared to
gin forward, but then bacon finish.
Yeah,
a very heavy bacon finish.
Did you shake it well before you poured it?
Well, he shook it. He shook it and made it all cloudy and everything else.
Maybe you got like the last pour or something.
That's what I was wondering, is if we got more of what was on top than what he did.
It's definitely weird. It's very weird.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a good breakfast shot.
Maybe.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that would be a good breakfast shot. All right, let's go ahead and end with the finale on stew. So what did you think of your own little contraption here?
I'm going to give it a 1. I mean, it's not bad by any degree at all. It's very weird. I wasn't expecting, in all honesty, the bacon to show up nearly as much as it actually ended up doing.
Well, the funny thing is that you don't smell it.
Yeah, it
and
has
the drink.
Like I said, a weird soury smell to it almost.
Yeah.
Not like a horrible sour smell, but
I didn't smell the sourness at all.
Did you smell it straight from?
No.
Yeah.
I felt like I could smell it a little bit
Yeah.
from the big bottle,
Yeah.
the mason jar.
Well, you didn't like that, did you?
That was quick.
I don't need to smell it again. It smells like fucking nasty gym socks in a fucking gym bag.
So you're saying this is worse than your Durin fruit smell?
Oh, no. Are you?
I was talking about that drink today too. I was scrolling through. I couldn't remember when it was. I was like, man, I got to show the video. And I can't fucking find it. Did we have video of it? I thought we did.
No, not from here. The girls
we weren't doing Patreon. We weren't doing the Patreon. That would have been great for a Patreon video, though. But I think one of the girls did record something of me and Chase puking inside the
I think Snow
trash can or something like that.
I think Snow and Sammy did.
Yeah, but it's mainly audio. But the audio of that is just fucking great because as soon as you open it, it's just the first thing you say. I'm not gonna lie. That smells like straight shit. It's just the way
It did.
Yeah.
If you make it straight shit, you're off the show.
I think that's a fair assessment.
It would be. It would be.
Right. Oh, that's a classic episode right there. Check that out, the Star Wars prequels, because Ragnar really knocked out of the park with that. Star Wars prequels.
I couldn't remember what episode it was.
Yeah, I think it was called the Jar Jar
Binks.
Was it the Jar Jar Binks? Okay, I didn't know if you called
Mason Jar Jar Binks.
The the Jar Jar stinks. Oh,
so what would you call this? What would you call this? You got to give it a name. I got to put it on the card. So what is this drink? PORKYS, bacon and gin.
The Porky pig.
Yeah. All right, so I'll call it bacon gin. So you give it a 1.
I'll give it a 1.
Call it the Porky.
The Porky. I'll do that.
See, I don't want to give unless it's like a mixed drink, and I wouldn't consider an infused.
It's not
straight liquor, needing a name.
So I'll just call it bacon infused gin.
Yeah,
I'll just call it bacon infused gin. Yeah, that's fine. Gives me ideas. It gives me ideas for future drinks now, for interesting things that we can do. So I'm going to be looking into the movies and see if I can find something to soak in a mason jar. But
because otherwise, I could not figure out something good for PORKYS.
No, this was damn well perfect. I mean, unless you did it in moonshine.
Yeah,
soaked bacon in moonshine.
But once again, that's going against my theme.
Yeah. That probably would have been
I think the bacon would have dissolved
in the moonshine.
In the fucking moonshine.
Yeah, you probably would have been. You're probably pulling nothing out other than mush. So you never know. All right. So, anyways, we'll go ahead. We'll take our break. Oh,
the mason jar. It does look like something they would have been drinking at PORKYS.
Yeah.
How many pieces of bacon did you have in there?
Like 9.
Damn, you had 9 pieces of bacon in there?
Shoved in there, and it was up to the top and all that. So I was like, all right.
Well, it looked a lot worse when you sent that picture in. It doesn't look as bad as now, but you said that, and the cheesecloth, was there just clumps of fat?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
So did you pack it with bacon and then pour the gin in, or the other way around?
packed the jar with bacon and then topped it completely, which actually ended up taking exactly what is that, a 375, a half a handle, or not handle, half a fifth of
that picture that you have. I'm gonna actually put that on the card, the beginning and after, so people see that we put bacon in there. But yeah, definitely something interesting.
Did not look appetizing at all.
No, I showed it to a lot of people, and they're like, "You're gonna drink that?" I was like, "Yeah." I'm not looking forward to it, but believe it or not, it wasn't that bad.
Yep.
Are you glad he didn't bring the vodka or the bacon?
That would have made me puke. But I would have done it. I would have done it for the show because I
think the texture alone might have fucked you up.
Yeah,
the texture was not a good. Yeah, it was like,
was it rubbery? Like very
almost gelatinous.
It would have been
almost.
Oh, did it pull apart and like break apart?
Was not good.
Oh my god,
it makes me more.
You should have brought a piece anyway.
But what was the original drink that Harley wanted to do for this show for you?
She wanted to do
some maple stuff.
Yeah, but like a maple syrup rimmed and other shit. Just try to make it all fucking fancy and something. Like, no,
see, that's BAC style. This is BAF style.
This is cheap and fucking dirty. All right, plain and simple. That's what I am doing.
Yes.
Quit trying to fucking get it all fancy schmancy like. There is nothing worth effort from this movie. All right.
All right, well, let's go ahead and take our break. We'll be right back.
Join hosts Dave Houghton and Sarah Ray Pally as they examine the less glamorous side of sports with their podcast, In a Pickle. Follow IAP Radio on social media by going to IAPradio.com. In a Pickle is now part of the Den Network. For more information, go to IAPradio.com.
All right, we are back with the fucking sex comedy duo PORKYS and PORKYS the Next Day. So, Stu, why did you pick these great, hilarious movies? And I know you're going to bring this up. Go ahead.
The actual reason I picked this is PORKYS 2 has one of those scenes that live rent-free in my head that even just thinking about it makes me fucking laugh. The Oogie Boogie scene from the graveyard.
I really want to hear this story.
Look out!
You just commit so much.
My favorite part of that is when he like backs underneath the car and he he puts his head down and he puts it right back up.
Go peekaboo. And fucking the cops just like, what the fuck is
going on?
It's a good makeup job too.
I'm just trying to imagine though, if that happened in fucking real life, what my reaction would be. It's probably going to be just like those cops trying to figure out
what the fuck just happened.
What? And then he just passes out. He just commits so well.
He passed out a couple times.
Yes.
The part where he was like underneath the graveyard, because this was the part when they were doing the prank on Pee-wee with the librarian, getting hot in the fucking graveyard. But he was underneath the ground. He's like, the worms go in, the worms go out, the worms go out. That's his hand was just doing all that. He was, believe it or not, Steve, that was a character. He was actually a very underrated, funny character in these movies. Because he was also in the second part where he was doing the photographer when Wendy was seeing the congressman or something like that. And you saw him throughout the whole movie, just like there, here, and there, and stuff like that. But he really nailed it with this fucking graveyard.
He committed so fucking much.
It was the alcohol.
100%.
It was the alcohol.
Yeah.
But even the actor just fucking went whole fucking hog. And I was like, it is so fucking believable because I know in that drunk fuck's mind, he is the scariest motherfucker ever right now. Just like, oogie boogie. So, but yeah, that scene right there we're talking, I don't even know why we were talking about it, but I've been talking about it for years. That scene just makes me, everybody loves the shower scene, of course, and Porky's one.
Of course.
There's so many great scenes, individually, but that scene right there is the first scene I think of when I think of the PORKYS films, right there. It's just the insanity, and it sums up how random these films are. This random fucking shit that has occurred to all of us when, we're in high school. We had a bunch of random shit that, you try to explain to anybody who wasn't there.
Yep.
It's not nearly as funny to them as it is to you.
But in your mind,
it's fucking hilarious.
Well, the funny thing is that these guys are friends, and what I love about it is that they bust each other's balls like we do in this podcast. They prank each other, and to the point where Pee-wee's the one that's always getting pranked, but then also the other guys get pranked too. Like Tommy's always getting pranked when it comes to Miss Ballbreaker.
Yep,
is it Ballbreaker or Ballbreaker?
Ballbreaker.
Her name is Beulah Ballbreaker.
Beulah,
but everybody calls her Ballbreaker.
Yeah, Okay, so that's why I was always trying to get mixed up with what it was. So I'll just call it Ballbreaker. But with Tommy and her having sort of like a little thing going on between all three movies, actually, which we only watched the first two movies. I watched the third movie. The third movie is really not worth a watch. It's got some funny
Bob Clark
moments.
didn't direct the third one.
No. That one I think was more of just like, where basically in the 80s when they made all these comedies, they made constant sequels. Like Revenge of the Nerds made like almost like 8 or 9 movies or something like that.
They're all cash grabs.
Yeah, exactly.
And if it wasn't for these movies, we would not have Christmas Story. We would not.
Right. That is true.
100%.
I think even you brought that up in the Christmas Story episode.
Yes. And Bob Clark, he hit it out the fucking park with Porky's. So they wanted him to do a sequel. He's like, I'm not doing a fucking sequel unless you let me do Christmas Story.
Yep.
And they're like, we don't want to fucking do Christmas Story. Well, too fucking bad. You will fucking do it, or you get no Porky. So fine. And then great fucking classic goddamn Christmas movie comes out of Porky's.
Yes. And Porky's 2 the Next Day, in my opinion, is a pretty decent sequel. It's nowhere near as good as the first one, but it's a fun sequel. But it really, I think both these movies nailed it on some serious things.
Yeah, as I'm rewatching, I remember the scenes and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, but I forgot how politically charged both these films were in their own reasons and own rights.
About racism,
religious aspects, and just how the scenes can still play today with the same, at least the messages that they're trying to convey with the same sense right there about how one side can become so fucked up and dealing with the anti-Semitism, but then making the anti-Semite actually understandable as why he's that way, because his dad was a fucking hot steaming pile of shit of a human being, and they managed to move past that and everything. Like, it's heavy-handed, but goddamn it plays well.
Well, also the thing about Wendy, about the judgment of her character, her talking to Pee-wee about how she was known as like the slut of the school, but she said she's only been with like two guys, and she
three
guys.
Pee-wee was the third.
Yeah, Tommy, Pee-wee, and some other guy
guy at camp.
Basically that she's nailed as this woman that just, especially when she's in the which was funny when they were inside the shower scene and Tommy sticks his dick inside the hole. She says, "Oh, I know that. I know who that is." Everything else, but of course it's Tommy. But the fact is that she's labeled as this slut, but really she just keeps it. She doesn't care. She doesn't care what anybody thinks. So she's just going to go with it. If that's what she's going to be labeled, then fuck it. I'm going to live my life the way I want to. But it was kind of like almost like a moral story right there.
Yep.
And you wouldn't expect that. I mean, they did it in American Pie a little bit and everything else, but I think this one did it better, especially getting on the whole political agenda with the racism and everything else.
Yeah.
So
it was really well done. I mean, and then also rewatching it, I'm like, we've watched a lot of Klan featuring movies here lately. This is a fucked up theme that we're starting to develop.
Young Guns, Django Unchained, and this. Jesus, all in a fucking row, too.
I know.
That's what first leaped in my mind when we're watching Porky's 2. I'm like, it's a weird theme that we're building up. Right? I don't know if I want to support this theme. I know Ron's okay with it.
Honestly, does that have something to do with like the White Christmas?
I just said it. Yes, exactly. Oh God, that's never going to let me down.
It's never going to let you down.
Or never,
right.
It's never going to let us down either.
Never, yes, I said it wrong. I'm never going to leave my.
Stop talking.
Yeah, White Christmas. Stop. Anyways, yeah.
Grab shovel, dig deeper.
Yep.
That's me. That's wrong. That's what I always intend to do.
Get down that well, boy. All right.
No, but these are fun movies. These are great. And actually, before we get into these movies, this is like probably the grandfather of sex comedies. One of the best sex comedies. I wouldn't say There was a couple. There was a couple beforehand, but this one's probably one of the known best ones. But I actually have a list of other ones. I'm curious to see if you guys have known. It's probably like 10 or 15 movies here. But you guys seen Screwballs? Mm-hmm. You all remember that one? Then we also talked about Hollywood Nights.
Yes,
that is actually one of my favorites. Zapped.
Yep,
I don't remember that.
Sounds
one.
familiar.
Yeah. Then we have Private School. Another.
Yes.
That one's fun. Especially when the guys dress up like girls in the dormitory, and it basically got more shower scenes and everything. It's trying to copy the whole Porky's formula, because ever since the shower scene, that was a big thing in all these 80s movies. Hot Dog the movie.
Yep.
That one, that one's actually fun.
It is.
I actually own that one on Blu-ray, and that was a good one. Hamburger the movie.
That one I don't remember.
Yeah, I saw when I was going through the list, I was like, okay, there's a Hot Dog the movie. I remember that. And there's a Hamburger movie too?
Yeah, it's a really bad movie.
Yeah. Oh, it sucks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put it this way. One of the main characters, I believe, if I remember right, is Dick Butkus.
Dick Butkus?
He's like one of the main actors in that movie.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Risky Business.
Classic.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that is a sex comedy. Yeah. Yep. It works. Hard Bodies.
Uh-huh.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Of course.
Then we have a Lloyd Kaufman movie, The First Turn On.
Uh-huh.
You remember that one?
Uh-huh.
Fucking crazy ass movie. Spring Break, Casual Sex, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Wonderful.
Yep. This is one I actually enjoyed. It even has the actor who plays Pee Wee Up the Creek.
Yep.
It's actually a fun movie. I wouldn't call it a sex comedy. It's got some tits and ass here and there, but I don't see it as
you
more.
You have
of
to be saying it's a sex comedy because you're the one who created this list of sex comedies.
It's on the list of sex comedies. I don't see it as a sex comedy.
On there.
The list that you're choosing to go ahead and read.
You could have omitted that one.
All right, well, whatever. Bachelor Party.
Yep.
Yeah.
With Tom Hanks. Then we have Weird Science.
Yeah.
Fraternity Vacation.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I've never heard of it either.
Nope, don't ring a bell.
And two more here. Going All the Way.
Yes.
And then Joysticks. I've never heard of that one either.
No.
Yeah. So that
sounds like a porno.
That's what I thought. But it's on the list. So
sounds like stick shift porno.
I mean, Debbie Does Dallas was on the list too. So
that's Debbie Does Dallas.
Yeah, well, that's porn, but I guess it doesn't really have that much comedy in it. So
it's got a lot of dialogue in it. It's got a lot of dialogue in it.
I mean, technically. Yes.
That's
not
the grand question though is, out of that whole list, what movie do you find is actually a good, decent comedy? Not next to Porky's, but one in that whole list.
Weird Science.
Okay.
Nerds.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, Nerds.
Private School. Private School's fun.
Private School's good.
Private School's fun. Good. And plus, it's got Phoebe Cates in it, and it's so much fun. So, yeah, I just wanted to go down that list of little sex comedy lane.
Phoebe Cates and Betsy Russell.
Yep. Oh, the horse riding scene.
Yes.
It's fucking classic. Yes. That's probably one of my top 5 nude scenes, right there. Her riding the horse in the slow motion. Yes. Yep. Fucking classic.
So this movie actually sat on the shelf for a few years before being released.
So when was it filmed then?
In the 70s.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, sat on the shelf for just because nobody wanted to distribute it at first. They even test screened it for fucking middle schoolers.
What the fuck?
Yes.
Whoa. There's no way.
Yeah. Yes.
They let middle schoolers watch
junior high. All right, what it's listed as.
Was it sex ed or something?
Yeah. No, they tested it. That was the screening audience. I thought a bunch of kids would find this funny. Because
this movie gets away with a lot of shit.
Well, it had the original cut. It had like a hard X rating. They had to make some major changes to get even down to an R.
There's a lot of full frontal nudity of both the guys and the girls in this movie, and plus with the shower scene alone, I mean that's a lot of nudity right there.
Yeah.
And it's lingering.
There was going to be a lot more.
Oh man, that's going to be interesting.
Including a lot more dick. There was going to be a lot more dick in the original cut, which the shower scene alone. So they were going to play it as
I read about this
as the dick coming through, kind of like a snake, and the girls reacting like it's a fucking snake coming up and just freaking out.
You see it. Yeah. You see it for like a split second.
No, there's going to be a lot of it,
and then they made that cut because it was coming right through, and then it goes right back to the girls. Mm-hmm. Oh, I know that guy and everything else, but
that was a great line.
Yeah,
that was a great line.
Wendy.
I know that dick.
Exactly. I know that dick. That was perfect.
No, I like Blubber McNeil when Porky or Pee-wee.
Move your Fat ass.
I got Plumber McNeil blocking my view here. I was laughing my ass off.
And of course, it had to happen to Pee Wee. It had to happen to Pee Wee.
Yes.
But the reason he couldn't be the one to stick it through is it wouldn't have made it through.
No, it wouldn't have.
But the whole thing with that scene all together is just Tommy when he sticks it in there, and then the guys play the prank on Tommy. He says, "Oh, they're going for it. Stand there. They're going for it, man. They're going for it." And then you're that growl.
Yeah,
fucking great.
That hurt so fucking bad.
Oh my
God,
god!
Literally ripped that fucking dick right off.
You saw her like foot against the wall.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, he's up against the pipe.
I
It's
know.
just like, oh God.
My heart hurt so bad.
Oh, especially when she let go and he just landed on the fucking brick and
I don't
everything.
think she let go.
That was probably relief.
Yeah.
I think he ripped his dick out of her fucking vice grip hands.
Okay, but the funny thing, actually, all right, so we're probably not going to play the shower clip scene because we might pretty much like explained it. But the scene afterwards when she goes to the principal,
This is completely unorthodox, but I think this is the only way to find that boy. Now that penis had a mole on it. I'd recognize that penis anywhere.
So bad.
In spite of the juvenile snickers of some, this is a serious matter.
Very Michael Jackson-esque.
Yes.
That seducer and spoiler must be stopped. He's extremely dangerous. And, Mr. Carter, I'm certain that everyone in this room knows who that is. He's a contemptible little pervert who's...
Miss Balbreaker.
Well, I'm sorry. But I've got him now, and I'm not going to let him slip through my fingers again. Now,
Again.
that you give me 5 boys for a few minutes. The coaches can be present. Tommy Turner and any 4 boys you see fit to choose. And we can put a stop to this
those
mess.
guys
And
are so
it
hard
is
trying not to
a
laugh.
menace. Well, what are you going to do about it?
Five young boys in the nude. A police lineup so that you can identify his tallywhacker. Please, can we call it a tallywhacker? Penis is so personal.
He's so well-spoken.
Penis is so personal.
We can put hoods over their heads to avoid embarrassment. Now listen.
She just makes it worse.
We have got to do it as
She's like fucking
distasteful
dedicated.
as it is. I know it's him. That tallywhacker had a mole on it. And that mole is the key to it.
Miss Balbreaker, do you realize the difficulty of your request? Now, I would be very happy to apprehend the young man myself. But can you imagine what the Board of Education would say if you were granted a lineup in order to examine their private their private parts for an incriminating mole?
Mr. Carter.
Mr. Carter, I think I have a way out of this. We call the police, and we have them send over one of their sketch artists. And Miss Ballbreaker can give a description. We can put up wanted posters all over school. Have you seen this prick? Report immediately to Bureau the Ballbreaker. Do not attempt to apprehend this prick, as it is armed and dangerous. It was last seen hanging out in the girl locker room at Angel Beach High
The scene played out so well because, like you said, the coach, the older coach, he was trying not to.
Oh, he did.
He was trying to be serious. Right at the end, he was like, I can't help it.
It's such an insane thing. Even the principal started losing it and everything.
Yeah.
It's just such
Yes.
an insane situation to be in. But also, it fits Beulah's fucking goddamn personality so fucking well that she can't see the absurdity of the request that she's making.
Yeah.
And thinking that it's a moral obligation to find this prick.
Yep.
So wonderful.
Fucking hilarious. This movie's got, and the thing is, what I read about this about Bob Clark is that Bob Clark wrote the script of what he went through in school. So a lot of the things that were in this movie is things that he went through in life.
Or friends of his, stories that he's gathered from people. Like, all this shit didn't happen to him, but some of the shit did. Some of the shit happened to his friends. He just wound it all to this 2-day period of stories and just threw them all out there.
Well, Cameron Crowe did the same thing. When he, it's directed by a different woman, female director for Fast Times at Ridgemont High, but Cameron Crowe wrote Fast Times. He actually went to high school and acted like a kid in high school so he could see what kids did, and that's how he wrote the script. So most of the stuff that in Fast Times at Ridgemont High is stuff that he saw in the school. So it was kind of like almost research for a movie. Yeah. But Bob Clark is going by what he saw and his friends and what he grew up and all that. And, I mean, when you think about it, as teenager boys going over to a strip club for Porky's, do you think that we do the same? We would do the same thing, you know, at a young age.
Done the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. And what did you think of that whole scene about Porky's? I mean, seriously,
I thought it played just fucking right. It really did. They knew the based off the ideas. Yeah, this is fucking bullshit. You know, no. He's like, but fine, shut your fucking mouth. Don't matter. Come on in.
Mm-hmm.
Then all they cared about was
fucking meets Bible card
money. And then when they decided to try to be big boys, then the adults had to fucking kind of put them in their place.
Yes.
In a very fucking funny way.
The funny thing about that scene altogether is, first of all, I love Meat and Pee-wee.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those two together, just especially when they were fucking each other with the whole joke with the old egg thing, you know, the egg yolk on the face and stuff like that. But the scene inside the strip club when the woman's in front of him says, I'll give you two, you know, and P was like, yeah, show both of them. And me says, it's $2 to see him, you stupid. It's just the way they're talking to each other. Fucking love that. I thought Pee-wee and Meat were the funniest parts of the movie, actually. I thought their whole thing, because it was like, you know, the tall guy and the short guy.
Kind of reminds me.
Me and you.
Exactly.
Yeah. No,
you are Pee-wee.
I was, but I see a little bit of.
I absolutely can see you running down the fucking road naked away from something. Get yourself in that situation.
I've done it. I've done it before,
but not by choice. Just like you get yourself in a situation where you're fucking butt naked.
But you know what?
And then I'm out of here. Gone.
But Pee-wee was badass. He actually was good at some of his pranks and everything else. I mean, especially when he got back at top. Well, that was part 3, so we're not talking about the third movie. But
oh wait, did he actually get back at somebody?
He got back at Tommy.
Yeah, he got back at Tommy.
Well, technically, what they were trying to do is they were trying to do a prank on Pee-wee. Basically, where Pee-wee was going to go into a hotel room with the lights off and see Miss Ballbreaker, and Tommy didn't know that was the prank was being put on Pee-wee. So Tommy, because Pee-wee was like all gloating about, I'm going to see this fucking sexy chick. I'm going to go fuck her and everything else. So Tommy tells him to go someplace else, and he goes over to it, but it's actually Miss Ballbreaker, and Tommy's the one where grabbed the dick and everything. So then he goes in the room with a pair of flowers, starts stripping, and she's laying on the bed like, oh yeah, I'm ready for you. He doesn't know it's her, and he jumps on her. They start rolling around on the bed, kissing and everything else, Tommy and Miss Ballbreaker, and then the lights turn on, and then they both screaming, and he tries to run out of that fucking hotel room, and he's grabbing on his pants, pulling it down, trying to drag him. I want to see that dick anywhere. I want to get you, that penis and everything. So yeah, it was one of the funny moments.
She wanted to feel them all.
Yes, it was one of the funny moments from. There's like maybe 2 or 3 funny moments in Porky's 3, but altogether, it's horrible. Like the whole fucking plot where Porky meets Porky's daughter.
Wait, say that again.
Porky comes back in Porky's.
Yeah, it's called Porky's Revenge.
Porky's Revenge.
He gets a riverboat.
Yeah, he's got a riverboat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's got a riverboat strip club, and he's got a daughter.
That's not a bad idea.
It's not. And it's got the same sign and everything.
I mean,
on top
that's
of the boat.
why that it was built over the water in the first place. Of the laws, there was you couldn't operate this stuff on the land.
Yeah.
So that's why he built it over the water.
Yeah.
You know, in the first place, just like the riverboat. You know, gambling may be illegal, but you can have a riverboat because it's not on the land.
Yeah.
So,
and they had a whole side story where basically Porky was almost like the coach, the older coach that's in the first two movies, owed Porky money. And they were hunting him down for his money to get money back. That we want our money and stuff like that. It's like almost like a casino, I guess, something like that. And Porky, the guy's trying to do a whole thing where they do a bet on the basketball game. It's just not really all that good, really. But it ends up where Meat is going to marry Porky's daughter, who's got a great body but looks like a fucking like she's just god awful. She's got like braces and everything else.
A butterface.
Yeah, but it's not that good. It's nothing compared to the first two movies. I mean, it's worth a watch. Just maybe you'll like some of it. There's like some funny scenes, but it just doesn't hit the mark like the first two movies at all. So, but and then they made another one that somebody who brought it up.
I was
was it you?
Yeah,
You brought it
about
up.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, Pimpin' Pee-wee.
Yeah, which I saw the trailer and I was like, this looks fucking horrible.
Bad.
Yeah,
it's bad.
So, but back to the original
Pee-wee.
Yeah, it was made in.
It's like a modern version of Porky's with the characters, and it looks like god awful stupid. It looks like it was something that was made for TV, like a streaming service or something like that. But yeah, looks bad. I guess it reminds me of the direct to video movies of American Pie. Yeah. That's what it seems like.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So,
by the way, Porky's 2, you can find that complete uncut on YouTube. Somebody had fucking uploaded the entire fucking movie.
The first one is too.
Huh? I couldn't find it.
I found the first Porky's on YouTube also.
No,
Yeah, that's
like
where we watched it.
somebody fucking put it up there or for rent.
No, you can actually watch it for free.
Yeah, I didn't find it. The first one on on YouTube. I found it for rent on YouTube, and that's the way I watched it.
Yeah, because I found it when I was looking for
33
scenes.
cents to rent it.
No, I found it when I was looking for scenes for the movie. I saw it on there. Porky's 1 and also Porky's the next day. It was horrible quality though.
I found a Spanish version of Porky's 1. I was like, well, dang it, no.
You didn't want to try that one out?
I did. I was like.
It didn't work out.
Nope, did not work at all. But then I had Porky's 2. I'm like, oh, okay. And it was the quality you would expect. They didn't upscale and they didn't do all this other shit, like that. But it felt cheap and felt dirty, just the way it's supposed to.
To me, Porky's 2 really wasn't as graphic as the first one.
No,
the first one had got away with a lot more stuff. The second one, other than the librarian scene and stuff like that, the tits and ass right there, and then you also. A lot of fucking dick from the Ku Klux Klan I didn't need to see.
Yes.
Although I thought it was really funny that fucking old woman that was bashing the guy in the head, and then he just takes her, just throws her on the ground.
Yep. So the Klan scene, I had completely forgotten that scene where they
shave their heads and
shave their head and had the fucking the whole fucking reservation in there with them and stuff like that. And then Brian.
The Jewish dude,
with the cutter, the mohel cutter, and
the circumcision things,
So he pulls that out, and he's talking about being a mohel. I'm like, is he about to fucking cut off all their fucking foreskins? What the fuck? Jesus Christ, I don't remember this at all. Holy shit!
That's in the uncut version.
No, it's cut now. It's cut now. I was like, God damn, this got fucking brutal. But then I was thinking, how long did it take to shave their heads with that fucking thing?
Yeah. Right.
Oh my God.
No, that scene was crazy altogether. And also the scene where the congressman with Wendy.
Councilman,
sorry.
Yeah. Oh, no, he did it such a great job.
His reactions.
He sold that scene. I mean, I thought Wendy was way over the top.
Well, that's what she was,
I know she was supposed to be, but it was beyond.
I think it was too much.
Yeah.
But doing the puking
and the water balloons.
That was stupid.
All right.
It was.
Everything but it was just too much from her. But the councilman sold that fucking scene. His reactions and talking to people. Oh, yeah, she's my niece. I've never met her about.
That's my daughter.
Yeah. We kept going back and forth and
going
everything.
insane. Yeah. Like that. I was like, he is selling this so goddamn well. Good for him.
Yeah.
No, the scene when the shit wraps around his face, he screams. That shit was fucking hilarious. And then you see in the after credits where you see the French dude for the.
I felt so bad for him.
Yeah,
he lost his fucking job because of these fuckers. He had nothing to do with it. He had nothing to do with it whatsoever.
Yeah,
and pea soup.
Yeah,
with corn, which was stupid.
Yes,
the way it was delivered.
What the thing is, when she was like pulling her little fucking nipple, whatever you call it, out and pouring all the shit in, everybody could see it.
Yeah,
it didn't look like
that's
fucking
what was
puke.
fucking stupid about it.
Especially the guy right next to him, he's like, his eyes are wide. Like, what am I seeing?
Is going on
what the hell's
here?
going on?
The funny thing is, the councilman he grabs a bucket. He's like trying to find a pan and everything, which was hilarious.
Yes.
The way he was acting, but then he puts it right in front, and as soon as she starts puking, she pulls out and sees it, and he starts puking over. It just I don't know. It wasn't realistic, but it was still funny.
It was funny, but
it was a
mainly
funny
because
scene.
of the councilman. That was funny.
Yeah.
He was great. He was wonderful. His whole character throughout the entire fucking thing, slimy and shitty and stuff like that. But just the way he was,
he's a politician.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Oh, yeah.
It was fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, it was
likable. When
needed to be. Yeah,
and then slimy. I'm like, oh, this is spot on, nailing it.
Yes.
I think he probably acted the best of anybody in that entire fucking film.
Oh yeah.
All right.
What did you think of Kim Cattrall? Lassie.
She did an amazing job.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
she did an amazing job. I don't think she oversold it too much, but it's a weird kink.
Yeah.
Oh, the
weird kink.
The pheromones.
Foot Locker
she was very sensitive to the pheromones.
Smell of sweaty socks and everything else turning her on.
Is.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and listen to that scene.
Now, when everyone is laughing their ass off,
especially while they're playing ball and they're missing when they're doing the basketball.
Yes. Now, I don't know if that was meant to be that way, or if it was just ad-libbed.
I think it was both. I think everybody knew, but then the insanity of it sold it.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part. That's my fucking favorite part of this is the fucking coach just laughing his ass
I like
off.
the way the other coach obviously had fucked her. All right,
yeah,
because
he knew.
Yeah, like that. And she was still trying to play the virgin card.
Yeah.
All right, and I was like, that's kind of a dumbass thing to do. Play the virgin card when a co-worker of his had fucked you.
Yeah,
that's stupid.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Trying to think if she's a Hall of Fame. Hold on.
Oh, God.
Split second. This?
Did y'all do Big Trouble in Little China?
No.
Not yet.
That's on the eventual list.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look. I love that. That guy is losing it. The funny thing is, while she's doing that, he puts a sock to her mouth. He's just like grinning and just smiling, and he's rubbing her face against her. Oh,
we didn't do Undiscovered Country, did we?
Do what?
No.
Okay.
No. But yeah, no, seriously, that scene right there is fucking hilarious. No, we didn't do Undiscovered Country. We talked about her haircut in Undiscovered Country when we did Split Second.
Yeah.
So I don't think we've done a third. This is number 2.
Yeah,
we've talked about her a lot in other things, but I don't think we've done anything else with her in there.
Nope. Just looked at her filmography. Nope.
Yeah, I love that older coach, especially in the second movie.
Yeah,
when Beulah's screaming and he's like,
from the snake.
Yeah,
I thought I fired them.
He goes, I fired her yesterday.
I actually liked the younger coach and everything. I thought he was he was really cool because he kind of joined the crew when they went to go do the revenge on Porky's.
But it's also kind of weird.
Oh, well, he did say
dude
that.
Who's like, what he say, he's 23 or 24 or something like that.
Well,
he's only 23.
Well, apparently he's hanging out with high schoolers.
Well, apparently he had
fucking weird.
He had a scar on his forehead from Porky because he said something. You see that?
Yeah.
I got that from Porky's a couple years ago. I want to get revenge on that motherfucker or something like that.
I know, but it's still weird.
What do you think of the cop? Brother of Porky.
I thought he did really well.
Yes.
I thought he did really fucking well. It showed the corruption, but also the ineptitude and the nepotism and everything like that. It did really well. And then the reaction once the cars got fucking fucked with, and I checked it all out, it's all good to go. And then just
slams in reverse.
That guy almost got fucking. I mean, when that car came out, the guy jumped. He was so close to being underneath that car.
Oh yeah.
So that was a crazy stunt right there. But I love how Porky says, "Shut up, or you're gonna be shoving pig shit in the back."
You'll be back to shoveling pig shit. Yeah. And it worked really well. But also how stupid he was that Porky immediately picked up the threat of, they've been coming to your bar the past couple weeks. The 16 and the 17-year-old have been coming to your bar the past few weeks.
Yep.
Porky immediately like, fuck no.
Yep.
Nope. I was mistaken. They all look like, that was him.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Fucking idiot. But stupid brother.
Porky was smart. I give him credit. He was smart.
He was a smart businessman.
Yeah.
He had his niche.
And honestly, if Tommy, no, it wasn't Tommy who got his ass beat. It was
the blonde
Mickey. Yeah, if Mickey had just kept his fucking mouth shut and he just dealt with the fucking bartender, all right, they would have gotten the whores, I believe. Wouldn't have started the trouble with fucking Porky.
Yeah,
wouldn't have had any of that shit.
I always wondered that because when you talk to bartenders, you talk to me.
He was being disrespectful to the whole situation, being a little snot-nosed punk. All right, and so that's what. They got taught a lesson.
Yeah, but then we went out a movie.
Huh? Yeah.
Which is like, it's funny. It's like the whole, I think we talked about it in the show, or was it before we talked about the show, about how it did not match up to the second day because he was all beaten up and bruised up and you didn't have any bruises in the second movie. Yeah. But see, the thing is, the first movie had this whole thing about him getting his ass beat. Then you had the, what was the Jewish guy's name? Brian
Schwartz.
And what was the other one? The one that was kind of the
Tim.
Was it Tim?
I think it was
the one that had the dad that cut, everything else. It had their little side story and then when you go to the second movie, it was the whole Henry or John Ford. Was it John Ford?
John Henry.
Yeah. The whole John Henry thing in the Shakespeare concert, which I thought was fucking funny as shit. With the whole fucking leg.
With the sword.
The sword thing was
so creative.
It was perfect because
how he laid down looked like he was going down on a woman right there with the leg up in the air.
It played perfectly because it would be something so simple, ridiculously happening in a high school play, and them not having a clue how to deal with it, and then the friends fucking with him on purpose. Everything played out wonderfly because it was so.
We got a sword over here.
It was real feeling.
Oh no! When they were making fun of Pee Wee and his fucking costume and everything, and I don't want it, but his mom says, "Get your ass out of here, or I'm taking you out of baseball."
They're not gonna laugh at you.
And then you see
They're all gonna laugh at you.
Meat wearing the fucking female costume dress. Fucking hilarious. He's chewing on his gum and everything.
Can you get your voice a little higher?
Oh, I got naturally deep voice. So that's manly. Yeah, that's naturally deep. All right, like you motherfucker.
Yeah, and the third movie, they made me dumb. Like they made him really dumb. He was actually really cool in the first and second one, but in the third one, they just made him like a complete dumbass. You watched the third one.
It's been a while, yeah. But like, wasn't he supposed to be going to like Princeton or something like that?
Yeah, but I think it was football.
He got drunk. He wanted to go, but
his face.
He wanted Princeton, but didn't get in.
Yeah,
right. So, but I'm just saying. I mean, even if you had a chance to go there, you got to have some kind of intelligence, and then just to dumb you down that much.
No, I don't think so. Not necessarily as much back then because they still did have football scholarships and stuff like that, and so they weren't having to follow as strict of an academic rule for the sports department because there wasn't these major bodies overlooking everything and holding to the accountability. And Princeton was in the 50s this dynamite fucking football team and football program that just was one of the big fucking dogs, and that's why his heart was set on that. He wanted to go to fucking Princeton,
which I thought it was really cool that Brian like talked to the cop and basically give him a break, cut him a break. He lost it, but his face slamming into the fucking stew that he was, because you could tell that he was drinking, drinking all that and everything else. But I fucking love the whole the Mike Cunt.
Yeah,
the
Mike Hunt. Michael
Hunt. Yes. That shit was a good prank. That was
an old school.
I know, but it was funny with the whole
repeated so many times. Repeated so many times.
Well, nowadays, but I'm sure back in the '80s when this came out, that was more.
It was genius. It was.
But
anybody seen my cunt?
It just took her so long to afford to just sink in.
And then just once it does, she just sinks behind. And she isn't even like mad. She's like, motherfucker.
Got me again. Damn it.
But that's what I love about these guys is that, they're fucking with each other, but they're having fun. And that's what I love. It's a good group of friends just fucking with each other. Because a lot of the movies are pranks. Like, to me, by far the best one is the horse scene. The horse scene when they're about to fuck Cherry Forever. Or that scene was fucking funny. And the part when they get Cherry Forever to do the little inspection scene right here.
Gentlemen, this is Miss Cherry Forever. Cherry, this is Steve.
Hi, Steve. Cough.
Cherry, this is Pee-wee.
I'll say. What do you use for a jockstrap, kid? A peanut shell and a rubber band?
Hey.
We're gonna have to tie a board across his ass. He's liable to fall in.
Bastard Tommy. Oh.
Save your energy needle, Dick. You're gonna need it.
Okay. This is Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Howdy. Cherry, meet Frank Bell.
Frankie? It's crooked, Frankie. You've been screwing around corners.
This is the pride of Angel Beach, Anthony Tuparello, affectionately known as Meat.
My God, the boy's deformed.
But that scene.
Okay, let's move it out.
That scene all together, just where they do this whole prank where they get this huge black guy with the machete and everything to do the whole joke that kills. I think what was the tall skinny one? What was his name? Okay, we had Brian. It wasn't Brian.
Brian De Palma.
I'm trying to remember what it was, but Tommy was the one that got all sliced up where they put the blood on him. Mm-hmm. But the other one that's always with Tommy.
Billy?
Yes,
Billy?
I think it was Billy. Yeah. But and having him hop on the bed to make like the creaking sound, and she's doing all, and then they hit the glass on the window, and then all of a sudden you see all the guy coming out with the fucking machete. You see all these fucking naked guys just running out of the fucking house and me coming out there.
They gave him $10, which is about $100 nowadays.
Yeah. No shit. Yep. Oh, back from the 50s, yeah.
Yeah, they paid him $10. That's what they were talking about in the beginning of the film. Yeah, we got a guy, this is going to do for $10, and that's the guy they got.
But could you see yourself doing a prank like that to people?
Yes. Absolutely. That was wonderful.
Yes.
That was wonderful. Applaud them.
And that's when Pee-wee in the second one was trying to get back at them by hiring the librarian, but it went right back at. But the thing when she faked that she was dead.
Yes.
That scene, just seeing the guys laugh, you see Mickey laughing, and they couldn't hold it, and they were just like, she's dead. And just putting his phone, or I don't know what, he put something right to her, says, "Yep, she's dead."
A mirror. He's trying to see.
He put his phone in the 1950s. He put his fucking phone. Do you need to call 911?
When I first watched it, it looked like he was opening a cell phone. I was like, "What?"
His wallet that has a mirror in it.
I didn't see it.
So because he's fucking, they're all very.
He just drags a phone booth over.
They're all very vain about their hair, so they have a fucking comb in their back pocket along with a fucking mirror.
Compact, basically. Yeah. Without makeup.
No, but altogether that's
you wouldn't understand that because you don't have hair.
That's true. That is true. That's what happens when we get old. The fuck you looking at, Stu?
What? I know. I know.
Pot, meat, kettle.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, but no, the whole prank scene where Pee-wee was trying to get back at them and they got back at Pee-wee. It's fucking hilarious. But if you had to pick, which one was the better prank?
The
librarian scene?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I thought the horse scene was hilarious when they did that.
Mainly because it was really fucking with Pee-wee. It was really fucking with Pee-wee.
Yeah, but he was believing every fucking
He thought
day.
he was going to fucking jail.
Well, the fact that the guys were laughing and like they were busting a chuckle the whole time they were trying to tell him, and Mickey was down there, he couldn't hold it. Like he kept trying to look away from him, and he kept laughing. But Pee-wee was still believing everything that they said and everything else. But
just 2 nights in a row, running down the road butt naked because you got pranked.
Yes, and then that Oogie Boogie scene comes.
How
up.
naive can you be? Because he literally was looking at her, and you can see in the movie, she's breathing.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can see her chest rising and falling. It's like
you see Meat pick her up, and then she's like whispering. She's saying to me, like,
"Watch your hands.
Watch your hands." Says, "Oh, you're dead. Don't worry about it. You're dead.
You're supposed to be dead."
Oh man, fucking great.
It was Wendy that Pee-wee was with in the beginning of the first one, where he was wearing the condom, right?
End of the school bus. Yeah.
No.
No, the date that they went on.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
That was with Wendy?
Yes.
Okay. So here's what I don't get. So she wanted to, according to the second one, be
I think that was added. That was added because when you clearly saw in the first one that when Tommy says that they lost the bet and Pee-wee gets to get laid and Wendy said that she would do it, and then right when she was brought over, you could tell that she was like, no, I don't want to do this, but fuck, I got to do it.
Yeah, but that implies, so according to the story in the second one, the only reason she agreed to it because she wanted to fuck Pee-wee, and she dug Pee-wee. But if she had been wanting to fuck Pee-wee, then that date that they went on where he was already
wearing a condom,
fucking rubbered up, I don't think she would have told everybody and made fun of him and would have let it fucking happen if she had actually been wanting to fuck Pee-wee.
I think so.
I think it's bad writing.
Just to fucking bust his balls. Because you got to remember, like, they're all friends. They're all close friends.
Yeah.
So everyone there is busting each other's balls.
She would have went through with it then, and if she still could have busted his balls about it afterwards.
Maybe it was bad writing, but also maybe it just like freaked her the fuck out that
at the moment it was just like, oh my God, he's already rubbered up. It's just like,
well,
what the fuck?
Which would be surprising,
but the way that he was
a
playing
very
jokes,
surprising situation.
Yeah. But the way that he was playing jokes on her and they were joking each other, she probably did like him, just wasn't showing it. And then she actually, confesses it in the second movie.
No,
but I think
she
it was
just a whore in the first one, and they decided let's give her a heart of gold now in the second one.
It's like a moral that they put in the movie because it was a change in character.
Yeah, because I took it as like even the shower scene, it was funnier with I recognize that dick.
Yeah.
Because she's a fucking whore, so she knows what all these fucking all these dudes' dicks look like.
Yeah.
It was a much funnier fucking joke at that point versus it's the one guy I've happened to sleep with. No, all right, that's very unlikely of a scenario. It's not as funny of a scenario.
Yeah. All right, so that Bubba Flavel scene.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of Bubba Flavel altogether? Do you think he was?
I thought he played the role perfectly.
Annoying.
That's fucking dog shit.
Stupid, fucking slimy, power hungry televangelist almost.
Yeah.
Level of ick factor.
And Ballbreaker was one of the followers of Bubba Flavel and stuff like that.
She was the flock. She was in the flock.
She's a flocker.
Now this is the last
she was a
the last scene that I have as a clip because it is just so funny when him and the principal are going at it.
Yes. It was amazingly the battle back and forth.
Yes, so we're gonna go ahead and listen to this scene,
even though it did kind of feel like they were about to kiss. It really did.
Like
they started getting their emotions built up.
Oh, they're getting closer and closer.
Come out.
That's a different Porky's.
Well, Reverend, what is the problem now? What is the problem? What is the problem? The problem is fornication now. So saith the shepherd. So saith the Lord. Sister Bellbreaker, open your book. You play the woman's part. Shakespeare is Christ.
She was so excited to do that.
She was.
It's the first time to play one for her.
Best beware my sting.
Who knows not where a wasp does wear his sting? Get this. In his tail.
In his tongue.
Whose tongue?
Yours, if you talk of tales, and so farewell.
What? With my tongue in your tail?
Now, there's no mistaking his intention. No, sir. He intends to put his tongue in a woman's tail. What kind of man would do a thing like that?
A very popular man.
Yes.
Here is the Bible. Now listen. Just a moment. Listen. And my beloved put in his hand by the hole of the door, and my bowels were moved for him. Song of Solomon, chapter 5. Devil can cite scripture for his purpose. He can cite Shakespeare too, Reverend Flavel. I have read Solomon and Job and Isaiah and Jeremiah and Malachi and Matthew and Mark and Luke and John, and nowhere. You forgot Sneezy and Doc. Nowhere the likes of this. Midsummer Night's Dream, Act 5, Scene 1. The iron tongue of midnight has told 12 lovers to bed. 'Tis almost fairy time. God, it's enough to make a real man sick. So saith the shepherd.
So saith the
Abram was 90 years old and 9 when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. Genesis 17, verse 3. Midsummer Night's Dream, Act 4, Scene 1. I could munch your good dry oats. So saith the shepherd. So saith the flock. And thy navel is like a rounded goblet, which was
The principal does so fucking well.
King Lear, Act 4, Scene 6. Let copulation thrive. So saith the shepherd. So saith the flock. And when the Lord saw Leah was hated, he opened up her womb. Genesis 24, 31. Vile, blasphemous, intolerable. Shakespeare must go. So saith the shepherd. So saith the flock. God damn it. And,
Get the flock out of here.
What says you, Mr. Carter? Get the flock out of here! All right, Mr.
That scene's great.
It's just amazing. The principal knew exactly where to go.
Yeah.
Every time. It's just like.
But the funny thing was just the principal's, like, I didn't care for Bubba Flavel. He was annoying as fuck. But the principal's acting all together in just that role, just with his voice going up high and everything, he did such a fucking great job. That one was fun writing right there. That was just it was too battling. It was great. I loved it.
I mean, we've been dealing with the same shit now. They're, they still are trying to throw certain books out of school and everything like that because they view pornographic or too adult themed or anything for the children, which, okay, that's each individual.
Understandable, though, considering that they're trying to put those books in like elementary schools.
Some, yes, but also some more classically accepted ones, are being trying to remove from. I don't think realistically any book should ever be removed from a library.
But aren't they,
whether it's school or anything like that, they should still have access, and it's up to us as parents to instill the morals that we want upon our children. We shouldn't, as a society, just say, no, this literature, whether we agree with it or not, is not allowed to be here. It's still literature, it's still freedom of speech, you know, that we fought for, both of us fought for and have gone through. Whether we agree with that speech or not, it's still their basic American right to have access to that free speech.
Okay.
No, it is. But when you're putting, and that's the thing, it's not all books.
No.
Like they're taking they're lumping a lot of books, which
there's only a few ones that I'm like, all right, this is a little much.
And those are the ones that I'm talking about.
No, but they're also changing history in books and stuff like that, like taking away history, like about like the rebel soldiers and stuff like that, like General Lee. They're taking that out of the history books.
They are still addressing it. They're just not painting it in the more rosy colored glasses.
They don't go over it now like they did when we were in school.
That's what I'm saying, and I think they should, because that is history. They're taking it's not just books; it's also taking away history altogether, like taking all these monuments down of soldiers and stuff like that, and stuff like, and even Thomas Jefferson. They've taken stuff down because he owned slaves or something like that.
Not just owned slaves;
but he fucked a slave. Yeah, I know that.
More than just one.
I know he had
he fathered an entire generation of a whole lineage
but
through that line.
Them destroying history, I think I have a problem with that.
Okay, so let's go. Once again, I'll play devil's advocate, and everything like that. I may not agree with the point, but I can play that role. Germany, all right? The Nazis were a major part of their history, correct?
And it's an embarrassment to them.
They had statues of Adolf. They had monuments to the Third Reich and everything built. Should they have kept those or not? I mean, it's something that we now look back, and it was accepted at the time, as fucked up as it was accepted at the time. But now, removed from that situation, we see how fucked up it was and how disrespectful it could be to the survivors of the atrocities that was done upon them, to still see these monuments and memorials and statues honoring this group that committed the atrocities. Like I said, I know this is the far extreme right here, but it's a slippery fucking slope.
No, I know what you're saying.
Very slippery.
I know what you're saying.
Slope.
I mean, having a statue of Hitler would be extremely offensive to people over there, especially for what he did with the Holocaust. But when you compare it to the Civil War, because the Civil War was between.
It wasn't 100% about slavery. Absolutely not. It was states' rights and everything that goes along with that.
It was just it's actually something that almost.
It got to the point where even Lincoln, who didn't want to free the slaves to begin with, because he knew what a fucking political powder keg that was, he finally said, "Fuck it, I'm freeing the goddamn slaves," which thereby incensed what the southern states were. They were painting him as trying to be anyway, as trying to take away their rights and their property, what they viewed at the time.
Yeah.
It proved them right. So basically Lincoln saying, fine, you're going to say I'm going to do this shit? Fuck you, I'm going to do this shit then.
Yeah.
But so they became representative of this atrocities that we committed, as Americans upon this minority group. Like I said, and I have no idea what the numbers are of deaths from slavery, but I'm assuming over our long ass period of time, it might rival the Holocaust numbers, possibly.
I don't think so.
Think about you had generations of slaves that lived and died as slaves, so that atrocity was upon them their entire time. So you can count. Even if they died a natural death, you could count their death as part of that number.
Oh, well, you have to look that up, because I think the Holocaust is a whole lot more.
Probably about 3 million, I believe, is what the
Holocaust,
the rough accepted estimate.
Let's see here, 11 million victims during the Holocaust,
but I think about 3 million deaths.
6 million Jews and 5 million non-Jews. So there's that one.
It's just funny how we went to sex comedies into history.
That's political.
No, it's well, because this movie does get political, especially with the racism and everything else. So it's kind of interesting how it develops into that.
All right, so nearly 40,000 black soldiers died over the course of the war. 30,000 of infection.
But how many slaves were there in America in total throughout the beginning of slavery till the end of slavery?
I can see that number being difficult to even nail
exactly
down.
Yeah,
so,
but I could see it potentially being
I agree,
a believably close number.
You're talking about like not just through the Civil War, even before the Civil War. You're talking about all the way back to
slavery. And the
roughly in 1860, the government counted 4 million slaves.
Yeah.
All right, and that was
in 1860.
Yeah.
So let's go back 20 years. How many was there 20 years before that? Go another 20 years. So yeah, the numbers could easily.
That's what I said.
Reach up there.
I may not.
But the thing is, I don't think most of the.
Agree, but I can at least understand.
I can too, but most of the South Side, not all of them are slave owners. It was.
You're right.
So,
but most of the Southern leadership, was slave owners.
That's true.
So, see here, there were almost 700,000 slaves in the U.S. in 1790, which equated approximately 18% of the total population, or roughly 1 in every 6 people by 1860.
So that means in 70 years, it went from 700,000 to 4 million.
Yeah, roughly 4 million, give or take.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's. They may not be, and I'm not saying that everybody who is fighting against these books, or everybody who's fighting against these monuments, or everybody who's fighting against the changes in history is as educated on the subject matter as they probably should be.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, if you have to take into account what their feelings are to a point, you have to take into account.
Well, everybody can learn to disagree and agree. So, I mean, it's I can understand what you're saying.
And if you have what they feel is this reminder of this atrocity, this slap in the face, that because maybe they are uneducated on the subject matter as much, they see this stuff, or and it's a feeling that's constantly reminding to them that they still don't feel equal or a part of the society that they should be.
Yeah,
because we are still having these monuments and places of honor, or we are teaching the history in a more rosy tinted glass than maybe it should have been. I believe it should be more just facts are facts are facts, and then you draw your conclusions and your emotions, whatever works for you. But everybody should have the same facts, and that isn't always the case, unfortunately.
And that is our serious historical facts with Barrel Age Flicks. It works. Right. No, it works. Mm-hmm. It works. I mean, seriously, with the whole ordeal, especially with Bubba Flavel and stuff like that. So.
We're not even talking about the shit we put the Native Americans through, all the shit we put
both
the Hispanics
touch
through. I mean, there's society as a whole. I don't care what you are. One class is throughout history putting down every other class.
Yeah,
unfortunately, I think is how prominent both these movies featured those struggles and those fights in a very serious way, but
with a lot of comedy.
Very realistic and comedy, and showing the absurdity of these people right here, but also building an understanding on why some of these people may be reacting. They aren't necessarily bad people.
Yeah.
They just had bad circumstances to make them act that way.
I think they blended it in perfectly in how they did it. Like, they did it very even, especially with the comedy. It was hilarious moments, and then they got some little serious moments here, and I think they put it in just amount perfect. Like, it wasn't overkill or anything like that, but it gave you a little bit of like a moral lesson, basically, with the...
Would you say these movies, except for the Klan and the second one, would you say these movies actually have a villain?
No.
No, not really, because I don't see Porky as a villain. I see him as a businessman.
Yeah.
He's just a businessman. I mean, yeah, he's protecting his business, but really...
Also, you got these snot-nosed punks.
Well, would you consider an antagonist a villain?
No. Because a villain is coming, and to me, it's coming from more of, just to paint it black and white, more of a place of evil than a place of somebody who is pushing forward the conflict of the story. So, like I said, and if you want to say, actually, then I could say that fucking motherfucker who got his ass beat by
kept
Porky.
Going back.
Yeah, he was the antagonist.
That's what I was. What I was asking.
Well, no,
he is the antagonist.
Yeah, that's
if he didn't go back there, none of this would have ever happened.
Yeah. Well,
right.
Spicy boner.
Got it. Adam and
there you go. No,
and,
grab the wheel. Man. Grab it. Come on.
Adam and who?
And Anna.
Grab it. There you go. There you go.
Damn it! I meant to call him earlier if I had another one. Oh, well.
Fuck.
Oh, you had another one?
He had the one where he misfired on the.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. You probably wouldn't have won that vote. You probably wouldn't. It was such a simple thing.
God damn, that thing's still spinning.
Yeah. Don't break it.
Nice and loose.
It's the only one we've got.
Barrel of punishment. Okay. Pass me the barrel over there, please.
Yep.
Okay. Evan Williams apple. Okay. I can work with that. I didn't look.
No.
I
think nothing bad.
Make sure this doesn't spin.
You spinning me round, round, baby, round, round.
Like a record, baby.
Round, baby, round. That's a good fucking. That's a crazy looking video, especially with the eye patch. The fucking dude was crazy looking in that. I think we did that. We talked about it in your tasting room. That was one of your showcases. But yeah, and all together. Yeah. I mean, is there any other great scenes that you love in these movies?
Hey.
What? Oh, God damn it! Yeah, I'm sorry.
For fuck's sakes, man.
Where was he getting ready to go when he first messed up?
Sorry, when my mind doesn't stick. All right. So Adam and Anna.
Yes.
Well, what did you think?
On the movie or on what he was going over just a few minutes ago?
Well, yeah, what he was just going over a few minutes ago.
You don't remember what you fucking asked, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
You don't remember at all what you were asking them
about the villain.
Okay. Good. No, the way you were being very vague, it made it like, I know.
I was like,
but I knew.
Where was he going with
what
that?
do you think about the movie?
Please pick up what I'm trying to say here.
Did you all believe that he was a villain? That there was any villains in these two movies?
In the first one, no.
Okay.
I can't picture any one person being, like you were saying, evil.
Mm-hmm.
And in the second,
It was that Reverend guy.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't see him as a villain though.
I don't see him as evil.
I don't see him as evil either.
I just didn't
I see him as evil though.
Yeah, and like I said, the way the clan portray themselves, they're the only ones I could see that had evil intent.
Yeah.
So they were the only ones that I could see would being as evil. Other than that, there was nobody in the first one.
We assume that Bubba was coming from a place of self empowerment, like he was trying to just find a soapbox to stand on.
That did remind me of the whole fucking thing when they're when the all the political guys are down in the basement watching the little old porn films. And he said that one of them said, but Bubba Flava sent me this, or he said he's the one that gave it to me, or something like that. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I guess the only person in the first one that could be considered evil would be Tim's dad.
Oh,
that's the only one that really I could say was.
But I wouldn't even say he's the villain of the film.
No, I'm not saying he's the villain.
Yeah.
No, he's just stupid. I mean, he was just making wrong decisions.
The biggest bigot of the movie.
He was a bad influence to his son.
Yes,
and his son was taking what his dad was, especially when the whole thing that he got beat up by Brian, beat up by a Jew when they had that little punching match.
Right.
But
then we could say potentially that when Tim was doing what he was doing, we know it was because of what his father put him through.
Yeah.
Very well, his father's father could have been putting his father through that same stuff.
Tim probably broke the cycle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Is essentially what
but
happens.
if Tim can be forgiven because we know his background, then we just don't know the background of the father. So I still can't say he was evil. He was he was a piece of shit.
He was just a piece of shit.
But I'm not going to say he was evil because we don't know what led him that way.
Anna, what do you think?
I just think his dad was kind of a
son of a bitch.
Yeah. Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
And I haven't felt like a pedo. Definitely felt like a pedo to me.
Well, yeah, the fucking chick that was riding him on the bike was a little young.
Oh yeah, she looked like a teenager.
She looked like about probably
she looked like
15,
16, 15.
Was she the one? The 16-year-old that we were talking about before?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Was she Mindy? Was that Mindy?
She looked small.
Maybe I didn't know her.
No,
name.
I think Mindy was. I think Mindy was the young girl that went up to meet. I think.
Yeah.
Why do they call you Meat?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was me. That was Mindy.
Okay.
Yeah. She looked 12. Yeah. I mean, it was.
I would not have been fucking 16. But also, fucking 16-year-olds now do not look like fucking 16-year-olds then look like at all.
No, they look.
And just looking at the picture, I'm sure he's probably bringing it up on IMDb. It's the girl that you saw in the picture, just long dark hair.
Yeah,
and that's
the one behind
the motorcycle. She had long dark hair too. So
she looked young.
Yeah,
I was trying to figure out if it was like a daughter because that's what it seemed like. But it was really
it was a bar to me. That was it.
I thought the girl on the motorcycle had more like brownish, long, like almost like curly, wavy hair.
Yeah,
you figured it out.
I'm looking. Don't fucking.
Oh, you're pointing me like you're about to fucking say something. So
no, I was just letting you go ahead.
Okay. And since I know Ron wants to know who is everybody's favorite character,
you don't have to do that. It's your show.
Right. Just ask.
Oh, who's going first?
You,
Tommy. Tommy was fucking hilarious. I really enjoyed Tommy with the whole ordeal with the him always trying to prank with Billy.
Mm-hmm.
Really the whole Billy and Tommy duo because they were coming up with all the ideas and everything else. But
Billy,
Tommy was just fucking funny, and I enjoyed them fucking with Pee Wee all the time, and also Ballbricker always getting fucking the cock pulling scene inside the fucking shower was just hilarious. I mean that, and I still can't to this day got to figure out how much that fucking hurts just being yanked like that and not being able to move. It fucking feels like
you want to find out.
No, I do not want to find
make
Miss
that happen for
Ballbricker.
you.
Yeah, no,
we just have to call Sammy. Hey,
yeah, no
fucking
thanks.
yank. All right, just yank.
Recreate.
Yeah.
Oh.
How about you, Adam and Anna?
I would agree, Tommy. He just from everything he put people through, and then he eventually went through. Yeah, he was the funniest one.
I like Pee Wee. He was just always getting himself into a stupid situation or saying something stupid. He was funny.
I got laid.
Oh, yeah, right inside doing the little Tarzan yell inside the bus. Yeah.
How about you, Ragnar? Who is your favorite character?
Where's Mr. Stiffy?
I don't know I think I know who yours is. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tommy.
Still can.
Still can.
Seems like everybody. Tommy was funny.
But
yeah.
I mean, he was like the level-headed one.
Him and Billy.
But also the jokester as well. Pee Wee was just...
He was the easy guy to fuck with.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was too easy. We'll go with Meat.
He was good. He was funny.
Who do you think mine was, Ron, since you said you know?
I'm just guessing. Is it Steve?
You are incorrect.
Okay.
It is Brian. I really liked Brian. I liked what he fucking figured out what to do.
The Jew?
Yeah.
That was the Jewish character?
The Jew?
Yes. No.
The Jew?
I didn't mean it like that. I know. The Jewish character. That's what I meant. The Jewish character.
No, it isn't. It is not at all what you meant. It is not at all what you meant.
I have no problem with Jews. Jews are amazing.
Okay.
That's what somebody who hated Jews would say.
Oh, White Christmas.
Grab shovel, dig
no,
deeper.
he was just looking out for these guys, even though he was the new one to the situation. When Meat was all fucked up, Brian's the one who defuses the situation and gets the cops to leave them the fuck alone. He's the one who comes up with a plan to after what's his name gets his ass fucking beat and revenge has to happen. It has to happen tonight. If you're willing to wait, I think I know what we can do. Figured out how to fucking take down PORKYS.
Which that scene pissed me off a lot.
Why?
Because they're cutting away at the fucking timbers.
Yes.
Cutting away.
Yes.
At the timbers, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. They're not cutting anything.
I know.
They're not. Like the chainsaw may have been turned on, but they're not cutting anything.
Not only that, when did this movie take place?
1958. 7 or 8.
Those two chainsaws that they had in their hands did not exist until the 70s.
Yeah.
I can believe that.
Wow, I didn't even think of that. That's
it would take more time to show them swinging an axe or here.
Yeah. Well, they had chainsaws in that time period,
they
but
weren't
they weren't a lot bigger, a lot heavier.
That's because those back then they're used for literally cutting trees.
Yeah.
Big
And
ass
they're
trees.
almost 2-man saws at that time.
Yeah.
Normally they did the saw where you go back and forth, the two guys back and forth. What are those called? Kind of saws? And they cut trees down.
Two-man saws.
Two-man saws.
It's just called a 2-man saw. Okay, I didn't know there was a
bucking saw.
Okay, that's what it's called. Okay.
Yeah.
The other part about Brian that I loved is when Pee Wee was trying to do the prank in the librarian. He says, "I think I'm going to regret this." Like you could tell he's the smarter one of the crew.
Plus, Brian drove the most badass fucking car.
He did.
Oh, the red car.
Oh
yes.
And he's also
badass. Fucking car.
he's
That
also
Jag
I don't know,
so
dude.
Fucking,
I like the fucking truck better.
Mickey's truck.
the truck was cool. It was really nice. But if I had a choice between that truck and that fucking Jag, I'm taking that fucking Jag.
How about the car?
This was when the Jags were badass and not electrical fires.
No. How about the car that they were all in the back in? Like, seriously, about 5 or 6
car?
Yeah, the fucking thing was carrying all those fucking guys. You could see the weight of the car go up because when they all jumped off. But
I also love the fact that was Pee Wee's car. And that was fucking Pee Wee's car. When you sort of can see him driving it, I'm like, oh, fucking course. It already is smaller than every other fucking vehicle in that parking lot. Of course, that's Pee Wee's car.
But Brian's also the one that found Porky's boat in the third one. So he was kind of the instigator to find that and says, we need to go back and take it down.
Brian is a genius.
Okay.
And I don't just refer to him as the Jew, like some people.
I didn't mean it that way.
I know him by his name, not by his
Rub it in.
White Christmas. You fucking straight suck. God damn. I'm glad you're never, ever running for political office.
No, I would not.
Wow, that would suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't find that.
The youngest girl.
That info.
It's probably one of those uncredited scenes.
No, she's definitely listed as Mindy, but we don't know who Mindy is.
Mindy's probably the chick that asked Meat, why do they call you Meat? It's probably that. Because that girl did look young. But it definitely shows that he could have been a pedophile.
And I'm pretty sure, I think it was Pee Wee that actually said, Mindy, go ask Meat why they. Somebody said her name.
Yeah.
And sent her
familiar.
over there.
That sounds familiar.
So somebody had said that name.
So, anybody else have any thoughts, comments, concerns?
I think we pretty much built in both these movies, like almost all the great scenes and everything and characters. I mean, this was fun. I mean, these are two great fun movies.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to doing the Prime reviews for these.
And I do like films that literally
Joe Whitlow
pick up, even though maybe years later it picks up right when this fucking one ends. And yeah, the actors look a little bit older and a little bit more put together, and so because you can tell the film had a little bit more budget, so everything, but it felt right. It felt like a true continuance.
Yes,
and not a lot of sequels are able to maintain that feel as successfully as this one does. That's why I feel you should watch Porky's 1 and 2.
Yeah, right next to each other, like right after, because it's literally the next day, and. Yeah, there's a couple little things that are off a little bit, especially with Mickey. He's no bruised up and everything else. And there's also, I don't remember him, but I do remember noticing a couple other things here and there. But altogether, it turned out still it's a good 1 into 2 movie. It's one whole movie when you think about it.
Yeah. And because it's one whole movie, that's how we're gonna fucking rate it.
Yep.
All right. I want everybody's Pine reviews. You can say which one of the two you preferred, which I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna prefer the first one.
Yeah.
But you can still say it. And then I want the critical and the pint as the two films combined.
Yeah.
And we'll start with what?
Jill Whitlow, who was Mindy, was born in 1963.
1963. You said this was filmed in the 70s, right?
Yep.
So it would be like 78, 79?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be...
Yeah, that would put her...
That would be her.
Yeah.
So which character?
Mindy.
Okay.
So what we're talking about for sure was Mindy, the chick who asked Meat about his meat.
She looks like she is.
Asked Meat about his meat.
Yeah, if you look at the picture, I'm sure he's got there. That's...
Let me see her.
from what I can remember, yes, but I wasn't paying enough attention to the character
Let me see.
to
Let me rewind this.
Yeah, she had dark hair. If I remember, she had a little ponytail.
Yeah.
Made her
You know
look
what's
like
funny
she was-
about that picture? That looks like the girl on the motorcycle because she also wore a scarf around her neck, just like in that one. Because she did wear a scarf around her neck,
she
too.
did.
Let's see.
So now,
It might be the chick on the back of the
maybe
bike.
Mindy was both.
Maybe she played both parts.
That's why she wondered about me, because she was already fucking this old ass dude. So we'll go ahead and we'll start the reviews with Anna.
Nope, she was the fucking freshman.
Yeah.
She was.
She was a freshman.
Yeah. Really?
He's gonna throw me under the bus.
Yes.
And the other one was uncredited, probably. Because it was like literally only like a.
I don't think I had a single word.
She didn't say
It was like a
shit.
10 seat. No, she just stood there and just looked pretty, or however. That's
She looks
basically.
pretty, huh? We already established that she looks like she's 12.
No,
Oh, yeah, she looks pretty, huh?
no. It was there to. God damn it! No, it's there to look
Just
pretty.
stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut up.
Shush.
Well, I definitely like the first movie better. That's my favorite. And I like it. I'd give it about a 3
For enjoyment.
for enjoyment.
Okay.
Yeah. And for critical, I mean, I think it was pretty good. I'd give it a 3 there too.
3-3. Okay. That's a fair. That's actually a decent score for a comedy like this. Adam.
Enjoyment, I'd say a 4. They're fun movies. Critical, there's continuity issues. There's things that could have been improved. I would say for critical, I would say 3.
Okay, Ragnar.
All right, so doing both. So we'll do a enjoyment 4 and critically a 4.
Very, very strong.
Real quick, what did you prefer?
The first one.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Critically a 4 for the simple reason that even though the second one definitely had continuity issues in keeping with the timeline, and it did miss a few things, I think, but without them, we wouldn't have what we have today.
Wouldn't have American
honestly.
Pie, technically.
No, you wouldn't have American Pie. You wouldn't have Revenge of the Nerds.
Yep.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have fucking Ski School, Weird Science, all that stuff. Sex Drive. Without Porky's, you wouldn't have this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I take that back. You may, but I don't think they would have a very good formula to fucking go off of.
Yeah.
So
I'd agree. The only reason that I went down was because of the second movie, since we had to do both.
Yeah.
If we were looking at just the first movie, definitely 4-4. But unfortunately, since we had to grade them both, that second movie is what dropped it down for me.
Yeah.
Just because there was, I'm not going to say a lot, but there was enough to drop it down.
Yeah.
Understandable.
The first one's definitely fucking funnier. So I think if fucking Oogie Boogie was in the first one and shit, it would have. Yeah.
That's a great fucking scene.
It is.
I love it.
It's great because it's just out of the fucking blue.
Yes.
And he even says, so stupid. It's so fucking stupid.
I love showing this scene to people when I find out they've never seen it before. And I've yet to find somebody who didn't laugh at that fucking scene.
Yeah.
Oh, the scenes are fucking hilarious, man.
Ron?
First one by far. First one is by far the best. I love the first movie. I've seen the movie so many fucking times. I enjoy watching the whole trilogy, even though the third one is not the best. So if I had to rate it these two, first of all, this is a milestone for sex comedies. And I think the thing that I love about these movies, it's not just the nudity and the comedy. I actually love seeing the chemistry with all these guys, these friends just hanging out, because it reminds you of you and your friends. It kind of brings us back to when we fucked around and, pranked each other.
You
and
have friends?
Shut the fuck up. But seriously, just had a good time and just did all kinds, just did some crazy things, trying to get laid all the time and stuff like that. This is fun movies altogether. I think that all the characters are great. all the the chemistry between them is great. The older characters, the adults are even funny. I mean, the coach and the Ms. Ballbreaker, even the fucking principal. I mean, the principal is fucking hilarious. I love everybody in these movies. But if I had to rate these together, the second one is great, but nowhere compared to the first one, but it's still entertaining. And so I will take it down just a smidge, but this is almost a 5. It's going to be a 4.5 for enjoyment. I really enjoy these movies. These are the best sex comedies. I even like this better than Revenge of the Nerds. I like this better than American Pie series, of course. All those movies. I think this is like the grandfather of those movies. This is the sex comedies the way they should be, and the writing is better than a lot of the other sex comedies that came down road in the 80s and stuff like that. Other than Weird Science. Weird Science was really funny, being John Hughes. But for critical, I'd probably give both these movies together. Like the continuity issues and stuff like that. There's some writing. There's some annoying characters like Bubba Flavel. He is very annoying, but the principal really gets it up, like going against him and everything. So I'd probably give these movies critically a 3.5. I wouldn't say they're like I said, the direction, the camera angles and stuff like that. It's very simple type, but it's more for the comedy and the chemistry. But these are fucking great movies. I mean, they're just a milestone. There's so many great fucking scenes in them in both movies altogether. I mean, the shower scene, the prank scene with the whores, the Wendy and Pee Wee going at it, the fucking meat and Pee Wee, the Oogie Boogie. I mean, seriously, the Oogie Boogie in the second one is funny. And it's not just that scene. It's also the part when he's in his makeup and he says, "Hey, excuse me, do you think I have a skin condition here?" And he just he just laughs and just starts backing up. But I remember he's driving the car and he's going like, "It's the booze, man. It's really getting me," or something like. You remember the scene I'm talking about?
Yeah, when he falls out the fucking car.
Yeah,
because he's wrong with you.
Fucking drunk as fucking. I think that was Brian too. That was with them.
I'm just dead tired.
Yeah, he's making all these fucking great jokes,
great puns,
and believe it or not, Steve was a great fucking character in both movies. He was in both of them, and he was more of the silent character, but he had little scenes here and there. He was in the fucking scene with the whore. He was the first one that the whore saw him in that when they did that prank and everything. But it's just everything about it. The even the good morals in both these movies. The horror deal about the racism and the Ku Klux Klan and going against them and saying how it's wrong, and also the thing about the Jew and the Jewish character, like
Brian. He has a name. Brian.
I know, but I'm going by
Brian
having
Schwartz.
an issue with him being a Jew and stuff like that, and basically
You have an issue with him being a Jew?
No, him having an issue.
He's not a full-blooded Jew.
He's turning it around. Shut the fuck up. Trying to fuck with me here. No, but seriously, these are great movies. So I definitely a 4.5 and a 3.5.
What's a schmuck? Jewish for jerk.
So there you go.
Sort of.
All right, finish it up, Sue.
Ron, thank you for being our Pee Wee.
Yeah, shut up.
I want to say that out there right now. First one, objectively, it is a funnier, better film. But like I said, it's hard for me to separate these two. I do see them as one complete film.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoyment wise, I'll probably give it a 4.25. I really, really can. Yes, it may not be as funny, but just the Oogie Boogie scene. It's the funniest fucking scene to me.
One little 2-minute scene makes the movie a plus for you. That's what's funny about it.
It's a scene that. So these movies have been in my memory as long as I can remember. Okay,
the Oogie Boogie really stands out.
Yeah, and that scene has been in my mind for as long as I can remember.
Yeah,
and it still fucking makes me laugh. So I don't care. The rest of the fucking film could have been Porky just taking a shit on top of Pee Wee, and it would still be an enjoyable film to me because it gave me that fucking Oogie Boogie scene. All right, it's just such a great fucking scene. But yeah, so enjoyment 4.25, critical. I didn't think any of the Jesus, chef's kiss. All right, I don't think any of the acting was really bad. I think a lot of it was very believable high school, even though they weren't really high school age. But It was believable high school.
It's the chemistry.
Interaction.
The chemistry was amazing.
Chemistry was wonderful. The special effects for what they had was fine. It was all practical, obviously.
Yeah.
That's all they fucking could do is practical. And everything was believable to the point. Yes, you had the chainsaws obviously weren't perfect and being done right. But for the most part, just seeing Porky's fall down the way it did. Oh, this is fucking amazing, including the neon sign and shit. The cars, the cops' cars doing what they did. Everything, it was just great. So the effects were perfect for what they needed to be.
Yeah.
There was nothing groundbreaking cinematography or anything like that. It was just there. The camera was just there. So nothing special to write home about that. The score and soundtrack never took me out of. It didn't really elevate anything or take me out of anything.
Didn't really have that much of a soundtrack, really. I mean, other than the hillbilly music in the beginning for Porky's, I think you heard some stuff like at the restaurant or the diner or whatever,
music and stuff like that. But it felt like real life. It felt like the only soundtrack you're going to hear is places where you should hear music.
Yeah. And there's enough in the background that it didn't, like you said, didn't take you out of the movie.
Yeah. So I'm fine with that. So is it the greatest piece of art ever? No. It's no Predator, but I would probably give it a decent 4. A decent 4 for, because it didn't need to be anything special, but there was nothing wrong really that I could put my finger on and, shit all over or saying this movie would have been so much better if they had done this or that or the other.
Yeah.
It was just a really well put together film. The pacing was good, never felt dragged throughout, any of the scenes.
Not boring.
Not boring. And it just kept you in a happy mood. Yeah. It kept you in a happy mood.
Yeah, these are happy movies. Yeah. I mean, they're fucking, like I said, these are really fun. They're fun. Like I said, most of the 80s movies like this were fun.
Yes.
Compared to the nowadays, it's completely different and everything. These were just have a good time making them.
I mean, they had a burning fucking cross in these fucking movies. And it's still a comedy. All right. Yeah. Very few movies could have the Klan and burning crosses
and the hanging dummy.
And yes.
Yeah.
And still be considered a fucking a hardcore comedy.
Yeah. Talking about lynching and everything. Yep.
But that's how well they did. They dealt with these fucked up issues in such a lighthearted way that I still think they're relevant films to watch today. You're still going to enjoy them. They don't have as many problematic scenes as
American Pie
or some other films that, have come out, like the rape scene in Revenge of the Nerds. That's what it was. It was fucking rape.
That's what it was. Yeah,
it was fucking rape. Love the movie. Great fucking movie. It's fucking rape.
Yep.
All right. Sorry. But it doesn't have any super problematic scenes, 20, 30, 40, 50 fucking years removed.
Yeah.
The way a lot of other, what we consider great comedies do. And I applaud that. I really applaud how well this story was told.
It'd be fun to know from the director, like, what actually happened or what some of the true stories were.
Yeah.
And what he made up for the movie.
Yeah.
It'd be funny to say, oh, yeah, this
Almost
actually happened.
all of it, I could see being somewhat grounded in truth. Almost every single interaction. And then just exaggerated a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I see them having a Porky's and maybe they didn't tear down the entire fucking building, but I could see them maybe blowing up the bridge to fucking Porky's and everybody being stuck in the fucking, the place over there. So they just took that.
Yeah, that's crazy in the movie.
Well,
they got away with
simple
that.
as somebody went there and they just got the ass thrown out.
Yeah.
I mean, that could have been as simple as that. And then you just said, okay, now let's just extrapolate it out.
Yeah.
But the whole scene of them destroying is just how they got away with it was crazy. The
marching band is there waiting. I was like, fuck yeah. All right, that is fucking perfect. And then you have one town's cop against another fucking town's cop.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Well, the cop, Mickey's brother. He was, I believe it was Mickey's brother. Yeah. So And then the other one was Porky's brother. Yeah.
And then making them fucking push that fucking blown to hell fucking car. Like
that's a heavy
good.
bitch.
That is good. That is good. Porky was a big boy though. He could throw some weight behind his fucking push.
And blew the little pig in the front of his car. The what is it? The hood ornament.
It made me sad. Yeah. That made me sad. I'm like, this man drops some
fucking
time
loved his horn though.
Car. It was a nice car.
The fucking pig horn though was great.
Yes,
the pig horn. Oh man, fucking great movie.
Yeah. But thank you guys. I hope you all have enjoyed this walk down stupidity lane.
This was fun.
Well, thank you for picking it.
Yes,
you done good.
Thank you. I felt better.
You very much well should.
Yes. So, anybody who enjoyed this thing, got suggestions for other films that you would like us to do, reach out to us on all the fucking platforms.
Yep.
Subscribe on Patreon so you can watch us being idiots, in 4K.
It's $5. It's $5 a month. Or $5 a month, guys. You get access to all of our videos.
And then we can, once we have enough money, we will get Ron racial sensitivity training. All right.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm just trying to make you better.
He's lacking,
that's all, apparently,
in that fucking department.
Yes.
You racist son of a bitch, you.
White Christmas.
See?
I'm just saying White Christmas.
You keep bringing it, dude. You keep bringing up fucking White Christmas.
Some people don't even know what it means.
Go back to the fucking movie,
White Christmas,
and you'll understand why.
Anyways, guys, that's the end of our show. So we will see you guys later, and join us for our next episode, Clockwork Orange.
Is that going to be next in the release schedule?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm planning on it.
Or see us, or don't. I hope so. It's up to you.
It's going to be. Yeah.
I know it's our next recording. I just wasn't sure if we're recording in order or what. You're the one who just chooses the releases. So
pretty much I've been staying in order. No, we're pretty much in order. So Clockwork Orange will be the next episode, and then we got a lot of great movies. A lot of great movies coming down the road. We got Casino. We have our sports series that are coming up, which Stu's movies, Basketball.
Yes.
We got Major League, which we have a guest for that one. We got Dave from Pickle Radio. We have The Program, right? I was trying to remember if that was your episode, The Program. Fuck? No, your
I know what my
episode.
sports movie is.
And I think Chase.
But you stared at me
because I was trying to figure out what it was.
Fucking reason.
I didn't remember what it was. And I think Friday Night Lights is for Chase, I believe. I think we got 2 football movies, a fake sport.
Sunday Morning Darkness.
Yeah, the fake sports movie, Basketball. Actually, I wonder, do they actually have basketball just for fun? Like, I'm sure they've made basketball
teams. Don't think so.
Oh, sometimes some people do that for movies. So they actually will make something from a movie.
I actually think they tried to do it, to get it to be something.
It's just too ridiculous.
It didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
It wasn't stupid.
It's been a while.
It was fun. Psych and gross out the fucking other players and shit. Like, no, that's fucking fun. That is fun. All right.
All right, guys. We will see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye, Pee-wee.
Fuck off.
Thank you for listening to our latest episode of Season 4 of Barrel Aged Flicks. If you like our show, please leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Guys, this helps out enormously. Give us a follow on Instagram at Barrel Aged Flicks Podcast. If you would like to send us a special film request, please contact us via Instagram, and we will give you a personal shout-out on the show. We are also on Facebook and Twitter. Our podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Audible, Pocket Cast, Spotify, CastBox, iHeartRadio, and Pandora. Make sure you check out Barrel Aged Chicks, our spin-off show where you get the girl's perspective. Subscribe to our Patreon for uncut video and early access to our podcast. Special thanks to Carl Casey at White Bat Audio on YouTube for his awesome music. This guy fucking rocks. Check him out. Want to give a shout out to Sammy, one of our guest hosts on the show, who does our amazing album artwork. Thank you, Sammy. Our podcast only exists because of listeners like you. To find other great shows, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. Hope you join us for our next episode. Later, guys.